There comes a moment in your life when you realize something is uncomfortable. Not everyone is going with you. Some people will fall off, some will turn against you, some will mock you. And if you don't have the strength to stand alone, you'll fold the second pressure shows up, because standing your ground is easy when everyone agrees with you. The test comes when nobody does. Most people don't stand with truth. They stand for comfort. They follow the popularity. They repeat what's safe. They believe what costs them nothing. They don't ask, is this right? They ask, will this get me attacked? So when you refuse to bend, when you refuse to play along with their game, you become a threat. Not because you're loud, but because you're solid. Every man who ever mattered stood alone at some point. Noah stood alone before the rain. David stood alone before the giant fell. Jesus stood alone before the cross. Standing alone does not mean you're wrong, it often means you're early. Truth usually walks ahead of the crowd, and the crowd hates that. If your beliefs only exist when they're accepted, they're not beliefs, they're costumes. Standing your ground means deciding ahead of time what you will not suffer. Even if it costs you a relationship or your comfort or your popularity. One man with confidence is more dangerous than 1,000 drifting minds. That's why God walks through individuals and not crowds. The crowd wanted comfort and safety. God calls people to be obedient, but obedience almost always looks lonely at first. People don't pressure you to change because you're wrong, they pressure you because your strength exposes their weakness. Your discipline highlights their excuses. So they call you extreme, they call you crazy, they call you weird, whatever. Who cares? But what they really want is for you to lower yourself so they don't have to rise. This isn't a comfort little fucking talk. This is war. Because every battle is fought on two fronts. What you face and what you refuse to become. You don't just fight enemies, you fight pressure. Pressure to quit. Pressure to conform. Pressure to stay silent. Pressure to stay down. Standing your ground means planting your feet and deciding I'm not moving because it's not because it's easy, but because it's right. Leadership is lonely, not because leaders are better, but because they go first. They take the hits first. They misunderstood first. If you can't handle loneliness, you'll never handle leadership. But if you can stand alone without folding, you become somebody others can stand behind. So, there will be moments when it's you against the room. No applause, no backup, no safety net, no nothing. That's the moment that defines you. Do you retreat? Or do you plant your feet and hold the line? Because you can stand your ground alone. You'll never be controlled by a crowd again. Stand firm, hold the line, even if you stand alone. Never back down. We need to fight and die for what we believe in.